guys, welcome back again to Dave's Adventure. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back again to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again. This is not an unbox. No, it's not. I've been kind of hinting at this video for a long while. I actually recorded parts of this video, but as I was recording it, for some reason I did not have the microphone enabled on OBS, which is the program I use to record these videos. So because I recorded about 3/4 of it without no sound, and it's not the type of video you can completely start all over again. So this video is going to be a little bit unconventional, just like the channel. Now, you guys know that I've been into Gundam builds, also known as Gunpla. Those that are not familiar with the hobby, there's a Japanese anime that's been around for, hell, decades, known as Gundam. There's been different iterations of it over the years. One of the most popular ones was back in the late 90s. There was the Gundam Wing. So this is actually from that, this is from Gundam. This is the Zaku MS-06S Zaku 2 Red Comet version. Now, I've already built one of these. I've built actually several Gundam kits. However, thanks to our friends at Destination Stone, they did a video a while back where they were at a hobby toy collector shop, and on display, the guy who has the shop, I don't know if he made it or someone else, gave it to him or sold it to him, took one of the Zakus, like this kit right here. And you guys get a little close up. That's what the Zaku looks like when it's built. All these different poses, because they're not a static statue. It's not a still statue. It's actually a posable statue. Excuse me. These are made by Bandai. Of course, those are guys who were known for Power Ranger figures and toys for so many years before Hasbro got it. And they still do a lot of lines of these snap together kits. They're basically snap kits. You don't need any glue. You don't need paint. You can definitely do some paint on these if you really want to. But going back to the story, they were there, Destination Stone, that's Dwayne and Stevie. They were at a shop, and the guy had a couple Gundam kits that were already built, and a couple people did some special paint mods to them. One of them kind of did a version of the Green Ranger. That blew me away, because if you guys know, I'm a big Green Ranger fan. I mean, I have basically a shelf and a half devoted strictly to Green Ranger, White Ranger of Power Rangers fame. So I said, let me see if I could do my own little take on it. Now, I did not completely bite off of that guy's style, because I've only seen the pictures like maybe a couple minutes. So then, I mean, it's been a couple months since that video aired, and I'm going to have a link to Destination Stone's channel in the video description below. They're an awesome channel. Whether you're into wrestling, Gundams, just having a good old time, they do some amazing travel vlogs. You definitely want to check them out. Their toy hunts, anything that they hunt, it's a hilarious, awesome ride every time. You can't go wrong with them. So, I wanted to do my own little take on the Green Ranger. So, that's what I did, guys. What I did was, now of course you can see all the runners. I didn't do all the pieces here. So the runners actually come in this kind of like off red color. I spray painted them. You really can't tell unless you actually snip them off. Then you might be able to see some of the original color. Okay. So what I did was I used some Rust-Oleum 2-time spray. That's the one that bonds directly to plastic. I don't have one of my cans out in the open right now, but they're the basic paints that you can buy at your local hardware store, Walmart's, just about anywhere and everywhere. Okay, you gotta get the one that says bonds to plastic, because they basically dry within a matter of minutes. You don't have to wait a couple hours. It dries within minutes. Plus, it's meant to perfectly bond with plastic. Now, I'm gonna hold this right up here. Now, unless you're really looking up close to where the lettering is, you can see a little bit of the red right there, but that's on the underside of it. So for the most part, if you didn't know any better, you'd swear this was a green kit. It's not. So, and I'm still working on a few pieces. I have some, the bazooka that comes with that. I'm still going to do a little paint mod with that. So, the original video was a step-by-step process of me making this kit. One, me assembling it, and also doing additional paint and touch-ups to it. So, the original kit, I painted green. And then there were other pieces that I hand-painted. So I'm going to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys the step-by-step process, but unfortunately, because my own goofiness and not double-checking myself, you guys are suffering because I didn't check my mic. So I'm not going to let you guys sit here, just watch me without any sound. Have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So here we are. This is the Zaku 2 that I basically I guess you could say I reformatted. I gave it the goldness right down the front, just like Tommy's Green Ranger Dragon Shield. And on the back, I gave the jetpack that same kind of gold treatment. And also his arm, I don't know what you would call this, his shoulder armoring. And then this shield that actually holds extra ammo packets for that bazooka that I'm going to be modding. I also gave him on Green Ranger, you usually have those gold braces that go on his biceps. So I gave that right there. And I also did gold down here to kind of break up the green a little bit. One of the reasons why I did that was actually to cover up a mistake. Now, you guys heard me say that you can see some of the red when you snap the plastic piece off of the runners. Well, it could still show just a tiny bit. So to cover it up, I just did a little bit of gold paint. Now, what I used for the paints is your basic Testors modeling paints right there. I use silver argent, and I use gold, just your basic gold, just basic Testors paints. And the magazines here are hand painted. Now this I actually messed up a little bit, so I had to sand it a little bit. So in person it looks a little rough, it doesn't look as smooth, but any kind of mistakes when you're doing a model, especially if you're doing like a robot kit or some kind of battle type situation, any kind of mistakes you have, that they're not mistakes, guys. That's weathering. That's battle damage right there. So that's my rule of thumb. A friend of mine taught me once that whenever you're making a prop, whenever you're painting anything, you want to tell a story with it. Story is, well, he's been through battle. He's a Zaku, so obviously he's meant for battle. Now, if you notice, there's a little side axe on there. I made basically the handle and the rest of it silver, and then I made the blade part gold. And then there's a second one with more of an extended blade, and that's meant for the Zaku to hold in his hand. So I thought that was kind of cool. Now, I might at a later time try and hit it with a little bit of green if I can get some green Testors paint. I don't have any right now. I mean, could I apply a little bit of tape around it and then hit the rest of that with green? I probably could. But I thought that it kind of broke it up pretty nicely. I mean, don't you think that kind of pops kind of nice with that Zaku? Now, I was going to do the feet down here white, but unless I'm going to do all the way up to here, do this whole thing white, I think that would just look a little off, so that's why I kind of left them like that. I might still maybe just take the foot part off here, right where my finger is, and do this white. I'm thinking about it. I'm just not too sure because the hands aren't white, just like the Green Ranger's hand is. This is what I'm referring to, guys, where the hands have the white gloves and the white feet. I could try to do something like that, but I'm just not too crazy about it. I could probably take the hand off and hit it with white at different angles, and then put it back onto it, and then do white down here. That's a thought. But I really like how this turned out. Now, if you notice, there is no Zaku Cyclops eye like they usually do. And also I gave a little silver tip right here because one version of the Green Ranger, not this one, there's a different version where the Green Ranger actually has some silver trim on the top of his helmet. So that's why I did that right there. Now, if you look really close, you can see some gold paint got on the green hosings. So when I do get some green Testors paint, I'm probably going to touch that up just a little bit. I probably could have ran silver or gold again along that to give it more of a breakup. But I kind of like this. The only other thing I would do is like this section right here. I would have made that silver. Or actually, in his case, it would be gold. I would actually hit that with gold because the Green Ranger's morpher is gold, whereas the other 5 original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are all silver. So, yeah, this is my first attempt at doing a custom paint job on a Gundam kit, or any kits really. And I think it really turned out pretty well. I mean, I've built some ghost traps and proton packs, of course, but I mean, for like a model kit or action figure, going with a different paint scheme entirely. Now I'm going to show you guys what the original Zaku looks like in just a second. So here we are with the original Zaku. This one, his hand is a little damaged. I could probably take apart from the current kit and fix it, but this is what the Zaku actually looks like in person. Got that singular Cyclops eye. We got a little ammo pack that feeds into this rifle. Again, these are the original packs that go right into this bazooka. Side by side. I guess we could say this is Green Ranger or Red Ranger if we want. But, I mean, doesn't this look so much better? This just pops. Another thing I did was the little vent part right in the front of the helmet is meant to mimic the silver on the face for the mouth part of the Green Ranger helmet. But side by side, which one do you think looks better? The original red or this nice little paint scheme I have here? I'm tempted that with this, maybe I'll do some other ones. But what do you guys think? I think it turned out pretty damn well. I think it looks pretty Billy Badass right there. I posted this on my Instagram, which in case you're interested is just at Dave's Dimension. Look me up on Instagram. I posted some photos of this. I posted a photo of him with this little statue, which is actually from a diecast card that I have. And I used an app called Eye Candy Photo Editor, and I kind of gave it a little bit of pizzazz. I'm actually going to show you guys that right now. So there we are. A nice little fun photo. This Eye Candy photo editor app, I use it for my Ghostbuster photos. If I'm posing with my with my proton pack, I can actually do the particle stream coming out of the Neutrona one. I can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I've done some Gundam pictures. One of these days, I'm actually going to maybe, take some proper photos. I mean, I've taken photos on my desk. You can see the keyboard, the monitors in the background. But one of these days, I might want to take some of those kits out or some of the figures and maybe actually do some actual toy photography. Take some pictures. And everything that I've done is I've done it on my cell phone, guys. I'm not doing anything fancy. Nothing too crazy or wild. I mean, I'm just me, myself, and I. That photo I basically took on my phone, and then since that app is only available on iOS right now. It used to be available on both, but now they're only available on iOS. Pardon, my eyes are a little watery. So what I did was, I just used Facebook Messenger, which I know is not the greatest because they compress photos, but it is what it is. So I sent it to my iPad. Use the app on my iPad. Plus, if you're going to do anything like that, if you're going to use that app or any other apps, don't do it on your phone because you have very limited space when it comes to that. What I do is I basically turn this on, have my full screen, so when I'm doing effects, I can bring it into a very far corner or very up, or I can rotate it around. If you're going to do some editing and you're not doing a computer, do it on a tablet or an iPad, guys. It's just going to make more sense, and it's going to save you in the long run. There's a lot more you can pinch and change right there, right on the fly, guys. It's very quick, very fun. I'm also going to have a link to that app as well in the video description below. So if you have an iOS device, you have an Apple device, you can do that yourself. So yeah, this was a pretty fun project. I actually, when I spray painted the runners, and I think next time I'm not going to spray paint the runners, I'm going to remove the pieces first and do a flat spray That way, every corner, every nook and cranny gets covered. Now you've got to be careful that you're doing light sprays on them. You don't want to get anything too thick, because there were a few spots where the paint got a little thick on it, and it was hard for me to apply and snap the pieces together for the kit itself. That was one thing that I learned. I mean, you really can't tell too much, and there are some obvious issues. You can see some scuffs, some spots where there's some gold, where there's green. I mean, I hand painted it. I'm not the most skilled painter in the world, but that's what I did, guys. So I think this turned out pretty damn well. I think next time I'm going to remove the pieces from the runners and then paint them separately. Still do a spray paint, but if you have the means, and I highly recommend you do this, if you can get your hands on airbrushing. I think airbrushing is the better way to go, because usually, I've never worked with an airbrush, but most of the time when you see people working with airbrush, you have your little tank or canister that has paint in it, and you can kind of guide it like a pen, just like people are tattooing, you can guide it like a pen, just doing nice sprays going across, not just like, no, you want to go across, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, if you've ever painted before, that's pretty much what you do, right? You ever cleared a chalkboard? Back and forth, just even strokes. That's pretty much the way to go. Now, this guy comes with a big blaster, so I actually gave that a silver and gold look. I'm tempted to do this part green, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I probably could do this, probably give it a little bit of a touch up for silver, but I think this turned out pretty well. I love it. And if you guys have seen any of my videos when it comes to painting, I've talked about a few different methods that you can do. But we're not going to discuss those right now. Just look up dry brushing. That's all you really have to look up, is simply dry brushing. It's the most simplest, easiest thing to learn. Okay? There's tons of videos on it, and I recommend, if you're going to practice painting skills, if you're not that great with painting, cardboard box, piece of, some pieces of paper, some real cheap microfiber cloths like from Harbor Freight, and trust me, you'll be dry brushing like a pro in no time, guys. I highly recommend it. So yeah, this is my first one, my first custom paint job. So I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of it. Do you think it turned out pretty well? Do you think maybe I need to go back to the drawing board and maybe practice a little bit more? Let me know, guys. If you have some ideas on what you think I should maybe do a custom paint job on next. Are there some other Gundam kits I should do? In fact, your boy just got a new kit in today. I got this big beast. And I'll be doing an unbox of him very soon. We're not going to assemble him during the unbox. I'm just going to show you everything that comes in this Gundam kit. And this is a big boy. He's an MG. So, most of the Gundam kits a lot of people in the community will do are the HG. Compare the size of those boxes, guys. Compare the size. Here we go. I got big and ow. And I just got a paper cut. Ow. The things we do for our crafts, right? So there we are, guys. Just want to thank you guys for checking out this video. And as always, guys, I want to appreciate you guys for being a part of the Dimension. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you got questions, concerns, comments, some comments, hit me in the comment section below. Or better yet, you can always email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com. Or better yet, you can always message me on Instagram at davesdimension. And you can also find me at Dimension Daves on Twitter. I'm still trying to figure out Twitter. It's slightly new to me. So until next time, guys, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm going to say. Keep on busting, and I will always catch you on the flip side.